Join me for a very special weekend of Barbarians charity rugby over at Evesham RFC.
Hello and welcome to what is going to be a great weekend of rugby, raising money for Cancer Research UK with the Nags Charity Barbarians rugby team. This is something which is very, very close to my heart. This is somebody who's had family affected by cancer, and to be honest, this is a weekend of rugby that I look forward to every single year, and certainly a charity and an event that needs a lot more attention. So we're here at Kidderminster Carolians RFC, which is obviously our home club. There's myself from the coaching team, I think a couple of the other players from the men's team, as well as a good portion of our ladies team, all heading down to Evesham RFC to play against their senior teams, along with many other players from clubs all across the UK as well. Some from as far as the Isle of Wight. We've got players from Tewkesbury, Ventnor as well on the Isle of Wight. We've got players from Farnham, I believe. So there's really, really wide variety of players from different clubs, and that's one of the fantastic things I think about charity events like this, is that it brings so many different people together from so many different clubs, so many different experiences, and we're all here just to have a fantastic time. The reason why we're at the club today for the time being is that we are expecting some very, very special guests, those being the Nags Angels to turn up anytime soon. They've been doing a bit of a tour of all the clubs that have had games held at them, which Kidderminster is one of those. And after doing a bit of a tour, they will be eventually taking the match ball all the way down to Evesham for the games over across the weekend. In terms of the arrangements, we've got the men's veterans kicking things off tonight with what's going to be a fantastic event, and then the senior men's will be playing tomorrow. I think kick-off is at midday, and then the ladies will be kicking off a bit later on in the afternoon. I believe that's at 2:30, and then obviously, as per rugby tradition, there'll be a lot more celebrations going on into the evenings.
After some fun at the club, the Angels appeared on their chariots. They stayed and talked as we shared stories. They were a great bunch, and I found out that I was playing alongside one of them in the men's games the next day. We took photos, and then they departed on their way to Droitwich.
So now with the Nags Angels on their way, next stop, Evesham RFC. So we now made it to Evesham. It's a lovely, lovely looking ground. We've just heard that the Nags Angels are en route and very, very imminent. So we're just going to head over and see if we can clap them in.
As the crowds began to gather, everyone's favourite ice cream van, Gelato 44, arrived, bringing a wide range of flavours to cool everyone down on what was a scorching weekend. £1 of every scoop was donated to Cancer Research UK over the weekend. What better reason do you need to buy 2 or 3 scoops instead of the usual one? And then the Angels arrived, after their journey that began at Birdlip, touring Lampeter, Clansowell, Kidderminster, Droitwich, Tewkesbury, finally coming to an end in Evesham, and raising £130 for this entire endeavour. They were able to present the match ball to Archie, which is a beautiful match ball in the Nags colours.
I need a bucket hat for this weekend because I'm going to die otherwise.
Well, considering I was going to bring a ball, then we forgot the ball, and the ones I pumped up didn't pump up.
So there we are, after a quick trip to the Scimitar store. Got myself a new bucket hat. It's going to be very, very beneficial as someone who is follically challenged, let's say. It's very, very difficult to make sure that my head doesn't get sunburn.
We sorted our tent into a semi-stable structure before grabbing a bite to eat at Moe's Bangers, getting some real tasty biltong and a hot dog with sautéed onions on top.
Just spotted over here that there is a gyros trailer. Going to be trying that later on. Lovely. It's a really nice clubhouse. Yeah, oh yeah.
And after a minute of silence, it was time for the vets to get the weekend's action underway.
No questions asked, I'm just hanging around. I sit right here, I'm just spending my time. Sometimes you laugh when I cry. Sometimes I ask myself why. There's not a lot to do, but I'd like to be near you. Maybe we're living a lie. Sometimes I ask myself why. But when the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People can survive. Feeling hope is for anyone. If we rise, then they will rise. I'm watching you breathe in your sleep. I'm thinking you mean so much to me. Sometimes it feels like it's over. Sometimes it feels like you're over me. But when the sun comes out, I know it's for everyone. People survive.
We've. You're going to kick next season, are you? Are you absolutely sure, Jazz? Well, you certainly got the height on it. It's going to get a bit darker after all the vets matches are finished. Everything is kind of switching into nighttime mode. It's probably about 8-9 o'clock now in the evening. But it's still lovely. You know, the atmosphere is lovely. Everyone here is lovely. But we needed to gear us up earlier. So we're going to go and have a look-see.
We spent the final few hours of Friday talking, drinking and playing games just as teammates do, all in anticipation for what Saturday was going to bring.
Good morning on a very, very sunny and lovely Evesham Saturday. Had a fantastic night last night. We sat and drank and talked well into the evening, and now we're up and about for a glorious, glorious day. I just want to really take the time to show you just how well organised this entire operation is. Okay, you see, because I mean, obviously with it being a charity event, it takes quite a lot of time, lots of different inputs to try and get everything together. But I just want to show you the sense, the scale of the size of it. Obviously we've got the portaloos over here, and then in front of me we've got all of this here, look. So we've got a shop, a skin tile shop with all of the Nags kit. I'll be dumping in there later on to try and get myself a couple of other bits and pieces. We've got Gelato 44, possibly the best ice cream van that I have ever come across, with a variety of different flavours. Absolutely lovely, run by Carwin, love the guy. We've got an absolute peach of a massage tent. I believe we've got some University of Nottingham assistants helping out with some physio. I think I'll be diving in there later on after the game, as well as a bit of a pop-up bar just over here. We've got the main clubhouse where breakfast is served. They did an absolutely fantastic full English, and then we've got obviously the little vans over here. So we've got just behind here we've got some hot dogs and some biltong. We've got gyros here, which is where I got the gyros from last night, and that's absolutely amazing. This little van popped up this morning. It looks like it's a little coffee van. So plenty around. And obviously this is a decent size venue. Obviously we've got the pitch which we'll be playing on in the lovely sunshine. And we've got our own camping pitch just behind the hedge. And there's a couple of other pitches for camping further up. And then down the road over here seems to be where some extra parking for day players and day visitors are. So, but it's absolutely lovely. The time is probably about 11:45ish, which means that about an hour, about 45 minutes time would be mustered for the game, and then in an hour and 15 minutes I shall be playing, which I'm quite apprehensive about, to be honest, because it's been quite a while since I last played a full, well, I say full, but at least full contact rugby. I think the last time I played full contact rugby was probably Nags 2 years ago. But with what this club does, and with what this team does, with what this charity does, you know, it's absolutely worth it. I've been playing some mixed ability rugby for the last season just to try and get some sense of fitness together, which hasn't been going quite as well as I'd hoped. How's it going, Wilcox? Excellent. Yeah, stick around because all of today's action from the men's team and the ladies team are coming up very shortly. Okay, so a little bit of a weird one because I didn't realise that the meet was now for the first game, and we're going to get changed and get ready before the photo shoot, before we warm up and everything like that. But I just want to take a moment to appreciate this absolutely wonderful kit, which has been put together by Scimitar. I absolutely love the colours on this. Now, I love any kit really which has purples or pinks in, because I think it's just such an underutilised kit in modern rugby, or just in rugby in general. Granted, I could be speaking up my backside here, but it's not one which you see all too often. But for now, it's going to be time to go get changed, and well, we see how we go. So there we go, game one of Nags done. I am absolutely knackered. The heat has like an extra 10 pounds to your body. It's so difficult to breathe because it's like you want to be breathing in all the nice cool fresh air, but you just can't because it's humid and it's so hot. I think I may have caught heat stroke, but it's the fun and games of it. For now though, we've still got loads more men's games to go on, as well as the ladies, so we're going to kick back, relax, try and catch up some fluids, which I've been severely lacking, and we're going to have a fantastic afternoon of rugby. So I took a quick shower after the game. I was just way too hot, way too sticky. But in doing so, I managed to slip into this absolutely gorgeous second kit. This was the alternative kit for Nags 2026. It is all flowers themed. This year is flowers because Evesham is Operation Market Garden, so obviously loads of flowers. And again, I think this is an absolutely snazzy piece of kit. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous with this. What is really, really nice is that the men's team actually set up a bit of an ice bath in the Evesham shower room, so that was absolutely freezing to get into, but absolutely worth it. So here's something that I love. I was just on the way back from getting myself a Nags jersey and a Nags polo top, which I think looks really, really nice. I've seen loads of people wear them around this weekend. I think they look really smart, and so I was like, I need to buy myself one of those. But on the way back, I spotted a stall from actually one of the businesses that I work really, really closely with within my industry, really. So they managed to give me a lovely little cup. I'm not sure you can read it backwards, but you know, they do look quite a lot of things within the grassroots game, especially the grassroots rugby game, and I think it's absolutely fantastic to see them with a presence out on the pitch like this, and taking part in what is very much a community event. You know, we've got bouncy castles, we've got loads of food, and loads of people attending. What better way than support your local community by doing something like that? It's absolutely fantastic.
And finally, it was time for the women's teams to face off against this year's challengers, Tewkesbury. After all the games were over, everyone came together for a debrief as we gave thanks to all volunteers, vendors and organisers for the weekend. Archie then unveiled the plans for Nags over the next 3 to 4 years. To aid the fundraising, the evening rounded off with a raffle as well as an auction which included lots such as the match ball signed by players, a signed item of clothing worn by the Nags Angels, a signed England jersey, ×2, a signed British and Irish Lions jersey, as well as a spirit level, all before the players of the matches were announced.
So with all of the games done and dusted, with all of the awards given out, it's now time to sit back, relax and enjoy the evening for absolutely what it is. We're on our way to go get some ice cream from Gelato 44, heading towards the music as well, but we've had the announcement that so far we've raised over £30,000 this weekend, which by our calculations should take us over the £300,000 target in total, which means that we should now be getting the 3rd star above the crest, which is absolutely fantastic. So much work, so much effort has gone into raising money for Cancer Research UK in this weekend, and over the last 12 years it's been absolutely fantastic.
We grabbed ice cream before chilling out in the cool breeze and dancing the night away on the disco floor.
Good morning and welcome to day 3 of Nags. The weekend has officially ended. There is still activity as everyone tries to tidy up the campsite and disappear and leave the club, all mostly in a drunken state. What an absolute wild weekend it has been, from the very first minute that we arrived, with all the fun that comes with putting up tents and everything to do with that, to the Vets game, which was an absolute core set of games, all the way through to the entertainment in the evening, between talking with colleagues, talking with friends, and those people who you just haven't really connected with or met for the last year since the previous Nags back in 2025, and before that in 2024 in Tewkesbury. I think this is one amazing thing about Nags, is that we are so many different people coming from so many different clubs around the country. I mean, I was listening to Archie speak last night in a speech where he was talking about, there was a pipeline going down to the southwest. There's a pipeline of clubs almost going down to the south coast with Farnham, which was kind of supposed to be where it was this year. They've got quite a good base in the Midlands where Kidderminster is based, and several other clubs around there, like Droitwich, for example. And we're also looking at expanding kind of almost, if you like, nationwide. And we're all doing this together to just raise as much money for Cancer Research UK. You hear about some really important stories from people who started this, from Archie, who has lost people, from other people who are currently going through it, who are still playing in the game, who are going through it. And I think it's something which affects everyone, because everyone knows somebody who's been affected by it, either having gone through it themselves, or has lost someone, or is losing someone because of it. And the fact that a charity like this, which has been around for 12 odd years, has now gone and raised over £30,000 in a weekend and over £300,000 in the space of about 12 years. That, to me, is an absolutely amazing and outstanding achievement and should not be ignored. And this is one of the weekends in the year that I always look forward to, because it's a weekend that brings everyone together in solidarity against a common enemy. So as I walk my tired and dreary-eyed self around the campsite and around the club one last time, and can I just say, it's been an absolutely amazing location for this event to be held in, and I'm honestly looking very forward to Taunton 2027. But that should be it for now. We've got to obviously pack up the tent, which is going to be interesting because, as you may have seen in the video, the tent is a bit of a monstrosity. But yes, until then, thank you very much for watching. I love you all, and if you're watching this from Nags, thank you so much for watching to the end. It's very much appreciated. We'll be back next season with more videos, hopefully from both Mixability and from the regular Kidderminster Crowleyans ladies team. But until then, thank you very much. Ciao.